Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago. I need you to hear this. You are not alone. You are not weak. And you are not a vote for a party. You are not just your race. You are not isolated and trapped by what your parents did before. You are a citizen of a country where your vote is instrumental in determining where we go from here. That your vote should be predicated on a choice based on ascertaining fact about how we go forward from where we are. It is not just about the foreign exchange. It is about the fact that Starbucks and Chuck E. Cheese and KFCs could be opening, that we are bringing in the world of cars, but we can't get foreign exchange to manage our daily lives. That something is wrong and broken at the government level, that they've doubled down and played you, that the contract mafia that owns and operates the People's National Movement and the United National Congress through corrupt politicians and unethical and sleazy lawyers. Those people do not give a rat's ass about this country, and they do not care about you, your elders, your children. You could dead. You could dead and they could have no coffin for you. They don't care. That's not their business. Their business is to take as much as they could. Most of them, their real homes, not in Trinidad. Most of them, everything they own. When I was in St. Mary's College, and the recession had just mashed up Trinidad and Tobago, I remember a partner. We hear that the family just leave and gone. Leave towel, toothbrush, razor blade hanging in the bathroom. They ain't take the shoes. We will buy fresh when we land. You cannot continue to pretend that what is going on in this country, that what happens in all offices of state, you cannot continue to pretend that any of this is normal. You cannot continue to practice the politics of bacchanal. You cannot wait to have people stunt for you and scream at you to get you to act. You need to act. Step one is to get informed. You need to know. You need to know how this thing is supposed to work. Step two is take responsibility for yourself, for your family, for your home, for your neighbors, for your community, for your constituency and your country. You will not believe how quickly we could develop this country. We could diversify the economy. We could decentralize the operations of Trinidad and Tobago. We need to plan and develop and build whole new cities. All of the government offices in Port of Spain has to be made virtual, has to be decentralized to the existing 41 constituencies, and in cases where you need a centralized office, including things like the Hall of Justice, we need to move them to the center of the island, equidistant from everywhere. Trinidad and Tobago are two islands joined together by nothing. We've been sailing back and forth between Trinidad and Tobago for centuries, and we still don't know how to manage that in the best interest of the people of these two islands. So we've never united the two islands, despite us pretending that this is a unitary state. Until we get to the place where a brick, a block, and a banana is the same price on the ground in Tobago as it is in Trinidad. Until we get to a place where getting to Tobago is as easy as hailing a maxi taxi, we cannot pretend that Trinidad and Tobago is one country. That is a lie. The sea bridge and the air bridge have been used to pauperize people. Trinidadians and Tobagonians have been held down, have been held back by government after government at the behest of a rapacious and plundering contract mafia made up of business people, unethical professionals, sleazy lawyers, and public officials in high office, in public office, in key positions, corrupt to the core. We need to fix Trinidad and Tobago. Step one, vote into office a government capable of operating the country. How will you know if a government is capable of operating the country, you ask? By listening to what they propose. Does it make sense? Is it rational? When you challenge them, when you ask them questions on how will you do it, how will you make this happen? If we agree and you say that you could get us water for all 24 hours a day by decentralizing WASA into 41 micro WASAs, tell us how that works. Explain to us what the quality of life index. Somebody messaged me today, Mr. Alexander, I am trying to make an informed decision. You told us about an algorithm that will judge the performance of ministers and ministries. Please explain it again. That was on the radio. We did that on the radio last week, Wednesday. We will do it tomorrow, Monday again. Suffice it to say that the average person should have a say in every step of the way. If you go into a bank and you are served and the service is piss poor, you are supposed to be able to write that down somewhere that impacts upon the service for everybody else to come. It can't be take it, hush your mouth and deal with it. The country is deteriorating. Vote yourself a government into office whose plans, programs and policies sound sensible. If we say to you that the government's first job is jobs, think about it. Think it through. Because if everybody who wants a job could get one, then the country starts to be easier to operate. You don't have to panic to pay your bills. Because if we make it so that everybody who wants to be gainfully employed can be gainfully employed, then the whole poverty argument about crime goes away. But again, I was talking to professionals today and I was telling them, imagine yourself as a black male. You are a black man in Trinidad and Tobago from a hotspot community, growing up trying to be the best that you could, but like everybody else, the vicissitudes of life, you may stumble, you may trip, you might make a mistake. All your rescues are gone. All. Somebody was talking to me about the police certificate of character, and he asked, why would that exist? And I couldn't answer him. I'd never thought about it before, but it doesn't make sense. Why would a man have to prove that he has an unblemished record from the police? It doesn't make sense how we operate this country. We tie people to their mistakes all through life. Somebody should be able to move on from whatever, unless you commit murder or rape or treason. You're supposed to be able to pay your dues to society and move on. In a properly operated country, if a man goes to prison, he should come out better than he went in. There should be opportunities for the illiterate to become literate. Mandatory. Tag it to the sentence. That if you get sentenced to 6 years, if you get literate, you come out in 3. Because a literate man has options that an illiterate man did not. Tag education to their sentence. If you never finish school and you're going to jail for 8 years, well, partner, get your A-levels and you'll come out in 6. Get yourself a degree and you'll come out in 4. Get your masters and you open the door for you. Because you're now completely employable. Trinidad and Tobago has been working against itself and against its people. We've allowed law enforcement and a failing justice system to cast aspersions on people's reputation based on nothing but a charge. And a charge cannot be sufficient in a country where governments have said that the police service is corrupt and rogue. Where the man in charge of the Police Complaints Authority, David West, referred to the police service as the biggest gang in the country. So it cannot be that we would think that just because somebody gets a charge, but it's not enough to have these conversations in passing. We need to talk to each other, all of us. We need to stop the nonsense of our politics. It can't just be kicks and bacchanal. It can't just be noise. We have to know where this country is going. You are getting older, you know. Your body is going to fail. Men, I could speak to you. Men, your body is going to start to deteriorate. Just now you're not going to be able to run as fast or walk as far. You are going to have to decide where you are going to get old. Talk to the elderly. Find out their challenges and it will frighten you to grow old in Trinidad and Tobago.